Hey guys, it's Kamrin and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be talking to you guys about all the ways that you can make money off of social media no matter your age. I know the video I made about how to become an influencer on Instagram and make money from it did really well, and a lot of you guys had questions about it. But this video is a little bit more in-depth and actually beyond Instagram, so we're gonna get started. First things first is obviously if you want to make money off of social media, you have to have a social media account. I greatly advise having Instagram and YouTube. I feel like those are the two most profitable platforms that you can have. First things first that we're going to talk about is social media influencing. In that video, I've run over in detail in that, but I'm just going to briefly discuss it here. You want to be building a resume, making sure that you're working with big brands. My guide, how I do it, I categorize companies into 3 different sections and then I charge them based off of that. We're going to call it 1, 2, and 3. Number 1 company is the biggest company. This, for example, could be Fashion Nova. This brand is going to benefit you more so by working with them than by receiving a paycheck from them if you are a smaller account. They tend to not pay influencers unless they are 100K and above. Even then, they don't even really want to pay them. Most brands don't consider an influencer truly till they're at 500K and above. So in this case, company number 1, I would just work with them for an extended amount of time before I decided to go through and be like, hey, I would like to receive compensation. At that point, you've pretty much already received the exposure and the benefits you're gonna get from them. So then at that point, you can just go ahead and ask for money. The second degree of a company that I consider is going to be company number 2. So company number 2 is going to be like a medium kind of company. They're not that big. Those companies are kind of a hit and miss. Some of them will pay you, some of them will not pay you. It honestly depends on what you feel you are worth. For me, my post can range from $75 to $200 at this point in my following and what I'm putting into my photos. So I keep it pretty reasonable, probably about like 75 to 80 for a post and a story post. Now for the third companies are companies that are 100K and above. Sometimes they tend to be like 300-400 followers. I will tell you, as an influencer, these are the brands that influencers take advantage of because these brands are desperate. Brands are desperate to get their name out there and they are willing to pay the price. It really just depends. Like I said, I kind of shoot it and go off of like how they're talking. So you kind of start to learn these things like later on once you've been doing it for a while. But so the second thing that I'm going to talk about is Amazon affiliates. So for example, I had a protein company reach out to me that they wanted to work with me, but they sent me over a contract and I was gonna have to take a photo for them every month, post twice a month, do like 10 swipe up stories a month, all these crazy stuffs. I was in like a non-compete clause. I couldn't work with anybody for like 8 months after them, and all I was gonna get was a 10% affiliate code. So what I suggest is Amazon affiliates. Amazon affiliates is also going to turn over into YouTube, but Amazon affiliates basically gives you a percentage of sales that you make with a link. So all you have to do is go to Amazon Associates, create an account, and they will give you a link. So you'll just go through, and every time like you want to suggest a product to people, you get your own personalized link that you can copy and paste and then use that code. The thing that's better about this than working with brands is that you can actually make a percentage off of other purchases they're making. So if they use your code, and let's say like you told them, hey, I use this protein and I got it off Amazon, if you want to use it, swipe up and buy it. And they went on there and they're like, I don't like this protein, has too much this and this and that. And off on the side, they see, you know, like an ad for a pair of socks or, you know, a treadmill, and they decide, oh my God, I want to buy that treadmill. Because they came through your link and they made a purchase, Amazon as well gives you a percentage of that. So I would tell you, if you're working with a company that wants to give you an affiliate percentage, you are way better off working through Amazon Associates and getting a percentage that way, because you can get the percent that you made off of that direct sale and then also a percentage off of any other sales they made while using your link. Moving into YouTube, obviously, as you guys know, YouTubers can make a lot of money. YouTube has been my #1 traffic source. YouTube will also generate over to your Instagram, which then leads over to all the money that you can capitalize off of using Instagram. But obviously, how you make money off of YouTube is through Google AdSense. You do have to be 18, or if you're not 18, you have to be signed up under a parent, I believe. The way that Google AdSense works is that you make revenue off of the ads. So if you're watching this video and prior to it you got an ad and you watch that ad, I get a percentage from that because I've generated ad revenue for that company, so Google will give me a little bit of some change. So what Google AdSense does is they accumulate up your money, and once a month, I think it goes out on the 21st, if you have over $100, they will send you out your money. If you have $99.99, you will not get that money. So I will tell you, when you're first starting YouTube, you're not gonna make money for a while. YouTube switched it around now to where you are not eligible for Google AdSense till you're like over, I think, 5,000 subscribers and 10,000 watch hours. Also be aware that it takes a lot of views to make a lot of money. For example, this month I had a video that clocked about 100,000 views within like a couple of days. It was a Diva Girl video, if you know about the whole controversy going on. Anyway, that video kind of sprung up. This month so far, I've made about $700 in terms of ad revenue. So if you just think about that and like how it goes for YouTubers that on average clock way over 100,000 views per video instantly, they're making a lot of money. So on average, every month from YouTube, I will bring in maybe about $300 a month. All of these things are little side incomes that will all add up into one large income. However, this is a really, really good way to start building your way up to making a lot of money in the future. And the other thing that you can do is bring that Amazon associates over to YouTube. So when you're filming videos, let's say you're making a tutorial, you can list all of those Amazon links for what you're using. This is not something that I personally use because I really haven't figured out a way to do it, but there is a thing called Patreon. My mom is actually a full-time YouTuber. I'll put her stuff down below if you guys want to check her out, but she utilizes Patreon. So Patreon is basically like a way that you can subscribe to someone and pay them a monthly amount in order to receive something. Some people actually just have Patreons where people just monthly send them money for like absolutely nothing just because they love them. But most people do Patreon in a way that they give something monthly to their subscribers. So for my mom, she gives them monthly patterns. So these patterns are exclusive to her Patreon members. I know for artists that is a really, really great thing to do. If you're like a YouTuber or like Instagram artist and you want to give your subscribers like monthly prints of things that you've made, that's a really, really great way to use it. Next thing that we're gonna go into is, this especially works for influencers, or even if you just like have a whole bunch of clothes around your house. So for me, I resell clothes on Vinted. So this is a really, really good way to make easy money. The reason I like Vinted better than any other like clothing resale app is because Vinted lets you keep the full amount that you put it for, and you don't have to pay for shipping, and they provide you the shipping label. And if you're someone that likes to thrift and you kind of want to open up a shop on there, this is a really good way to make money as well. My last way that you can start making money, I feel like the best tip possible, is starting your own business. This is a lot easier than people seem to think it is. So to me, the best way to start a business, if you don't know how to make a website and you don't want to spend a bunch of money, because I've heard Wix is actually pretty expensive, it's like $200 for them to make your website. There's two different ways. My mom runs her website off of Bluehost. Bluehost is best if you know how to code and all that kind of stuff. That's going to be better for you because you can actually put ads onto your website, and then those ads you can connect Google AdSense to it and then make ad revenue off of your website on top of what you're selling. But personally for me, I did not know how to do that, and I didn't want to deal with that. I use Shopify. Shopify is probably the best invention ever. It does cost you $30 a month, and they do take a percentage out of the sales that you make, but I think it's really like 2% out of the sales. It's like ridiculous. I don't even notice it. I think I lose like maybe $1 on each sale. So it's super easy to make the website. There's a ton of tutorials on it. I have like 4 brain cells and I managed to figure it out. That costs $30 a month, and it basically sets up your entire website. It gives you shipping labels, so you don't have to go figure out where you're getting your shipping label from. You can use DHL, you can use USPS, you can use UPS. Shopify is your best freaking friend. There's no excuse for not knowing how to use Shopify, because YouTube is out there. You can look it up. I cannot describe to you how to start your website on Shopify. Please don't ask me. And you need to find merchandise. There are tons of manufacturers that you can find your merchandise off of. There's like Alibaba, there's AliExpress, there's private manufacturers that will customize things for you. You can even do drop shipping through Shopify. So you can use Oberlo, which is an app on there that will allow you to do drop shipping, which if you don't know what drop shipping is, that literally means you do not touch product whatsoever and you manage it through a manufacturer who ships it out for you. So last but not least, writing an ebook. Ebooks are probably the best thing. So this could be recipe books, this could be a fitness guide, because ebooks mean that you spend a certain amount of time making this content and then you never have to touch it again. You literally do not even have to ship it. You don't have to do anything. So ebooks can actually be sold through Amazon and they can even be sold on Shopify. That's pretty much all my tips and tricks for how to optimize and make money off of social media, no matter what your age is. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop them down below in the comment section. That's gonna be it for today's video. I love you guys so much. Make sure to follow all of my social media, which will be down in the description box down below. I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Making money like a minute.